In a distant magical garden, where flowers whispered tales to each other and the wind played hide and seek with the leaves, there lived a little girl named Lyra. She was the guardian of this garden, but despite all its beauty, Lyra felt lonely because she had no friends. One day, wandering through the green alleys, Lyra saw a flower that seemed to her like a weed. It wasn't as beautiful as the other flowers in the garden, and Lyra was scared of it. She ran to her father, the gardener of this wonderful place, and told him about her find. The father advised her to remove the weed, as it could harm the garden. The next day, armed with a shovel, Lyra prepared to dig up the unfriendly flower. But when she approached, the flower spoke in a soft but firm voice.
Please don't do that. I'm not what I seem in the daylight. I am a magical flower that has lost its strength.
Why do you look like a weed?
She asked.
I haven't gained beauty because it requires special care,
Replied the flower.
And when the time comes, my beauty will bloom in all its glory.
Lyra, touched by the flower's story, decided to become its friend and take care of it. She transplanted it to a secluded spot where her father could not find it and began to care for it. The flower, which Lyra named Ganeta, became her first true friend. He told her wonderful stories about his travels around the world, about beautiful meadows, forests, and steppes where he had been. With each story, Lyra dreamed more and more of seeing the whole world that Ganeta told her about. Years passed, and Ganeta remained a modest weed.
When will you bloom?
Lyra asked.
You will see my beauty when the time comes.
Ganeta mysteriously replied. One day Ganeta asked Lyra,
Why are you always alone? You can leave the garden and find new friends in the big world.
I'm afraid to tell my father about it.
Lyra confessed.
But I really want to see the world.
Then go and tell him.
Ganeta advised.
You are stronger than you think.
Lyra gathered her courage and went to her father. She told him about her desire to leave the garden. The father listened to her and said,
You can go, but only if you grow a flower more beautiful than those I have grown.
Lyra returned to Ganeta and told him about her father's words. Ganeta said,
You have already done a lot. Now prepare what I tell you, and you will be able to see my beauty.
Lyra fulfilled all the conditions that Ganeta named, and when the night came, a miracle happened in the garden. Ganeta bloomed and shone like the brightest star in the sky.
There it is, my magical flower.
Lyra exclaimed. The father saw this miracle and realized that it was time to let his daughter go into the big world. And so, thanks to the magical flower Ganeta, Lyra set out to meet new friends and see all the wonders that Ganeta had told her about. The end.